Hey darlings, how are you all doing today? It is a great day. How are you handling the energies, guys? They're great. Sweet ones, it's really helpful to not bury your emotions. It's really helpful to feel into them and release them. When we have a tendency to bury our emotions because we just don't want to deal with them. Others of us think that when our emotions come up that we're not supposed to deal with them because that's not being a light warrior or that's not doing light work. And sweet ones, it's really, really helpful to know and understand that the way through this ascension is, and these energies that are coming in, is to really feel deep inside them. And many have they have described to me as having brain fog, a lot of confusion, a lot of vertigo. Please understand that is completely normal. In the midst of chaos, confusion, your emotions, within the dark, you're nearest your light, sweet ones. And when you sink into that chaos, if you will, or turbulence, whatever you may be experiencing, within or without, when you can observe it from within, you're going to find that that's where you create. In the midst of that void, that darkness, that's where you change your patterns. That's where you can co-create your whole new reality that you're wanting and you're seeking and you're desiring. And that's where you do it. You don't do it when you're in a state of bliss. To get to that state of bliss, sweethearts, you have to step into those emotions that are coming up. You have to step into that chaos. You have to step into that turbulence, and you face it head on. That's where you create, because the past will always dictate your future. And your future is only right now in this moment. How you deal with, how you react, to this chaos, this turbulence, these emotions, whichever may be presenting themselves for you. And it's the most glorious moment there is. And, it's also helpful to understand that Earth is just one of many playgrounds. And the higher you rise in your frequencies and you evolve, there's higher frequency spaces that you can go to. And that's what these energies are doing. I mean, not everybody's going to stay at a 5D frequency through all these energies, sweethearts. You can go as high. There's 144 dimensions, So keep loving yourself in each moment, each breath, and find the magic. Find the magic in the emotions. Find the magic in creating. That's what this journey is about. Good morning, sweet ones. I love you all. And create. These energies coming in are very, very creative. Very creative. So we don't need to focus on the outside world. We just need to focus on the own emotions and chaos and turbulence that's being presented, coming up for you to love and change it. With that, these energies coming in, they're really encouraging many of you to, yes, Rhonda, absolutely beautiful. And they're really encouraging you just gracefully, you're changing your diets. You're changing your habits. You're changing you're starting to pay closer attention to your body, and you're learning, you're remembering. I can't say learning because you're remembering. The human language is sometimes I find it more challenging to find the right words in the human language to convey. But yet, your body is really, I love you, Donna. Thank you all. I'm so grateful for each of you. You have no idea. You each inspire me every day. Every day. And another thing these energies are really going to do is really going to make crystal clear, diamond clear for you, sweet ones, just what your purpose truly is. Yes, we are all healers. Yes, we are all masters. Yes, we are all guides. But you know, it takes a minute throughout this whole journey. You get deeper clarity within the layer. There's always layers within layers within layers within layers. And sweet ones, you need to own all these layers, and with each one comes a deeper clarity. And that is an eternal, infinite journey. You can always evolve higher. Always. And that's the beautiful thing about us. That is the most magical thing about us. And so, like for myself, my body has literally come to a point of rejecting many foods, a lot of foods. I find myself walking more. I'm back to lifting my weights again, doing my yoga, my qigong. You know, for a few months there, I got away from doing it consistently with all the changes and timelines collapsing in my own personal individual journey. And you're also, these energies you're also going to find, sweet ones, are, again, Venus is in the air, focusing on relationships. And you're finding that not all relationships have to end, dissolve, disappear, be released, be let go of. Many relationships you are learning to really balance with your partner and see them in a new light, if you will. And you're learning to balance those energies within. So, you know, it's really necessary with these incoming energies to really not focus on other individuals in your presence, if you will, but really to focus through, I guess is a better descriptive word, what they're trying to show you. And they're gonna, and you know, everything has more than one meaning, if you will. Good morning, Adela. Good morning, Richard, Keith. How you all doing, sweethearts? So, when you can see not necessarily a mirror or a reflection, but see what they're showing you for not only yourself, but for them. You know, because these energies are really helping us see another, not the physical, see another aspect of ourselves. You know, for so long, this journey has been all about the mirror, the reflection. Well, sweet ones, and for many of you, it still is. Everybody is on their own journey and on their own level of awareness. But the underlying theme right now of these energies is really balance, harmony, unity. And so these energies are giving all of us an opportunity to really see through and see the other person, the divinity in the other person, in a crystal clear way that hasn't been there before. And that is a beautiful thing right now. Again, these equinox, in these three infusions of equinox energy, is the separation of worlds. And so with that comes a lot of things, a lot of turbulence, a lot of chaos coming up from within you. And again, that is the most precious, magical place to be. Is right there in that turbulence, that chaos, those erratic emotions. Because rather than burying them, if you can step into them, if you can be still with them and really dig deep, you can change that and find the magic, and you can change that pattern, that energy. And that's where you are the masters and creators of your reality. More and more of you with these equinox energies are literally seeing a whole new level to everything and everyone. And you're beginning to see the energy more so than the physical, if you will. And I guess let me give you an example. So you meet another aspect of self, taking a walk, if you will. And these energies are helping you see the divinity in that person first before you see the physical. Absolutely, Juan. Good morning, sweetheart. Big hugs and blessings. I love you. I love you all so much. You guys are just awesome. And so this is a great time, guys. Timelines are collapsing fast. Huge collapses. And there's so much going on underneath, whichever word you want to see, the unseen realm, there's so much going on. And really, it's all here. It is so all right here. You are becoming transparent. Exactly what Juan just commented. Transparent intentions of divine consciousness. Not only is it transparent intentions, sweet ones, you and your physical vessel is becoming transparent. And your spirit is showing more and more and more. In your thoughts, in your actions, in your deeds, in every aspect, every way. And that is glorious. But that doesn't mean that's the only thing you focus on. Yes, you focus. I love you, Adela. Yes, you focus within. Yes, you focus within. Yes, you focus within. Your inner world is what is now manifesting into the outer world. And so allow these energies to flow. Don't attach judgment to it. And oftentimes we don't realize just how we judge things. I was working with a gal, and she's like, well, why does it have to be that way? Or why is it like that? And I said, I think a better question to ask yourself, sweetheart, is why does it matter? Why ask yourself the polarity question to it. My inner Shivi, honey, the inner world with these equinox energies is now manifesting into the outer world for everybody, sweetheart. And as with everything starts up here and has to work down to the physical. So if you're not seeing things manifest in the physical, it's because you're in that releasing process. Hey, everything is already done. It's already prepared. It's already here right now. You just have to raise yourself to that frequency to get it. And you're also going to find that these equinox energies things are going to start dissipating for you too. And that's great too. The 3D matrix has to fall away for each one of you. And the more you raise your frequency, the more and step into these and allow these beautiful diamond-like coated energies that are incoming from the grand central sun and the great central sun, plus the beings of Venus and all our other galactic star families. The more you allow these to really crystalline you, the more the 3D matrix for you and the physical is going to dissipate. And you're going to see more and more of 5D take precedence. Now, again, there's going to be some that don't experience in that, and that's okay too, because they have chosen, or they're a younger soul that still has, lessons to learn in their soul journey, and that's where the splitting of the worlds is coming in, if you will. Those who still need to for their own soul, original soul template and blueprint. They're going to go on their journeys and, you know, so however that may appear to any of us. And we need to be graceful and let it flow. Absolutely, Juan. There's miracles everywhere. You know, our breath is a miracle. And when we can really acknowledge that our breath is the magic and the miracle of our vessels, our spacesuits, you're really going to feel that merging of spirit with your physical vessel. Shivi asks, when old fears arise, what shall we do? Feel into them. Don't attach judgment to it, Shivi. You know, I'll give you an example. I'll use myself. Throughout my journey, there's been a gentleman, well, there's been two, that one I've had a personal physical relationship with that really threw me into my spiritual journey. I'm going to walk into the house with the puppies. And with that, I was triggered with every fear in any way, every aspect that could possibly happen. To step into that fear, I encourage you to do this. So often when something arises, we ask why? How, what, when, where? I mean, the questions are there. But if you can, for example, with Mark triggered every insecurity within me. I'm telling you, he was a miracle for me. And whereas most people say, how can, you know, with everything this person's done to you, it's like, no, wait a second. That's the first thing you have to learn. Nothing is being done to you. And it's like, and it's never about the other person, sweethearts. Never. And when you can stop yourself right when those emotions come up and you start asking yourself those questions, if you can stop yourself right at the first question and don't go no further and sink into that, why is this happening to me? This is horrible. This is just such a bad thing. Instead of asking why, ask yourself, are you sure it's horrible? Are you sure it's bad? How is it not good? You know, look at the polarity of what you're feeling, because that's where you're going to find your answers. It may seem very bad. It may seem very chaotic. But yet, again, it's not what the physical presents. The physical is just the energy giving you the opportunity to release it and to repattern it. And so I went through something yesterday. I was on a phone call for like 3 hours, and it really brought up a lot of emotions for me. And I was like, why is this coming up again? It's like, okay, Spirit, we need to have a talk. And I sat there, it's like, okay, something. You have shown me that this was going to be this way. So what's happening here? And the first thing Spirit said to me was, stop asking about the why and figure out how to change the why and change it into now. Like, okay. So Shivi, when you step in, there's nothing to do when you're faced with fear, except you. What is it showing you? What are the emotions arising? Is it anger? Is it sadness? Is it sorrow? Is it anxiety? What is the emotion coming up? What is being triggered? Your boyfriend woke up angry, say. or your spouse or partner, who, you know, a girlfriend, it don't matter, and snaps at you, the first thing our human does is, what's your problem? Automatically placing judgment on it. Because you've placed the judgment, one, outside of yourself. What is your problem? When really, so they woke up cranky. But what triggered you is not their problem. Secondly, what's really helpful to understand, absolutely understanding one, understanding of the universal truth is a powerful killer of fear, absolutely. And so, and the second thing we do is we pass judgment in the sense of, you already labeled it a problem. There's never a problem, sweet ones. That's our ego mind, labeling it. And it's never about the other. But there's two things you can do. One, you can love the other who woke up cranky and just embrace them, let them feel through theirs and hold space for them and love them through it. You don't have to react. You don't have to give an opinion. You don't have to fight or argue or anything else. Allow them to be them. And the second thing is go within and feel the emotions. What was it they triggered? You know, really dig deep within those layers, because you may figure it out on the first layer, but I can guarantee you it's a ripple effect. There's layer upon layer upon layer upon layer upon layers. And there's always deeper clarity with each layer. You don't take an onion and peel every layer of the onion off to get to the very center part of the bulb and only use that in your meals that you're cooking. No. You don't discard all those layers. That's a waste, right? Well, don't discard all your layers. You know, yes, you had to peel your onion back to discover how many layers was in that particular onion. But it keeps going. And you use all the layers. And it don't matter if what you see, everything is a label. And it doesn't matter, the human has to label it. Spirit doesn't label anything. And so, for descriptive words, we all use lower energies, dark, shadow, all of that stuff. And it's really helpful to, and I myself use those words for lack of a better way of really putting it into a descriptive context, if you will. But there's light and dark in all of us. And your greatest strength is your grandest weakness. It's your vulnerabilities. It's your weakness. It's your darkness. It's your shadows. Whatever label you want to call it. That is your greatest light. Because when everything is going perfect for each of us, we have a tendency as the human part, the humanness, we have a tendency to forget compassion. We have a tendency to forget kindness. We have a tendency to forget that everybody is divine. And that's what I mean when I say your greatest strength is your greatest weakness. Because if you stay in that space and ignore the rest, you're going to crash. That's why it is so important to have that balance, if you will. Because you get too far up, if you swing the pendulum too far one way, you can rest assured that the pendulum's going to swing just as hard the other way. And right now, these equinox energies are bringing everything into balance. It is showing you the mastery of that balance and the importance and necessity of keeping that pendulum with just a, in balance, with just a little wave, if you will. And so love everything that arises. Love it. And I mean, it's easy to say that, sweet ones. I get that. I get it is very easy for all of us to sit here, love whatever arises. And then there's so many that are going through so much that says, yeah, that's easy for you to say. Sweet ones, we've been there. There is not one being, one soul on this entire planet, on this entire starship, that has not experienced the deepest hurts, the deepest angers, the deepest sorrow, the deepest grief, the deepest pain. But by the same token, sweethearts, you have experienced bliss. You have experienced miracles. You have experienced magic. You have experienced love. And you're being returned to that space where there isn't going to be no more of these great big swings in the pendulum. But to get to that space fully for each and every one of us, we have to release this. The swing, the major swings. And to do that is to allow the 3D matrix, that labyrinth of your mind, to be released. And that's what's happening right now. And it's glorious. Your vulnerabilities and your greatest weaknesses are your greatest, grandest, most magnificent light. And most grandest, greatest, and magnificent strength. A child has absolute innocence. A child don't have this. And you're being returned to the purity and innocence of a child. And so, if you can keep that, if you can use that, oh, Juan, you're so sweet. You humble me, sweetheart. It brings tears to my eyes. Thank you. And if you can start in these spaces that are coming up right now, and see yourself when this stuff arises, see yourself as being returned to the purity and innocence of a child. Thank you for being you, sweetheart. And see yourself as a child. And that this turbulence and this chaos or these emotions or fears, anxieties, stresses, doubts, insecurities are coming up. And remind yourself, I'm going to love this. Because I'm just releasing this as I am being purified back to the purity of my innocence. And when you can keep that in the back of your mind or whatever it is necessary for each individual one of you to, however to do it, if you will, to help you stay in that heart space and see beyond and above and through everything that arises, it may be beneficial for you. If you can just remind or bring to the forefront every time something arises or you get excited or whatever it may be. And I'm releasing this. This is okay. We can get through this. I can do this. And call up on your team. That's what they're here for. Call up on us. And allow yourself to rise. Allow yourself to evolve. Allow yourself to purify. And give yourself permission to love. Love what arises. Love other aspects. Love animals, insects, spiders, plants, trees, elements. Allow yourself to love. Find the magic. Because there's magic in the moment. And there's magic in you. And there's the magic of your heart that will always guide you and never lead you wrong. And on that note, sweethearts, I love you. I am holding you in eternal peace, grace, love, blessings. I have to go take a shower. I worked out today with my weights. So I love you. Have a magical, magical, magical day. We're rising. I love you, sweet ones. Big hugs and blessings. Bye-bye now.